What going on, Ayo? It's your girl Samara, aka Sammy, and welcome back to another video. Alright, so if you haven't already read by the title, this is what we are going to be doing today. If you're new here, if you're brand new, hi, my name is Samara Monet. This is my channel, and you made it here, so you might as well go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Make it official since you're already here. You feel me? And in today's video, if you haven't already read by the title, I am going to be rating Caribbean food. Now, let me go ahead and put a disclaimer out there. Do not try and get my Caribbean card revoked because of my ratings on some of this food. My palate is different to your palate, babes. Just because I might not like something doesn't mean that it's nasty to the universal public. You feel me? These are my opinions, and y'all do not try to cancel me for some of my stuff. Okay? Got it? Got it? Alright. So, now for those of you who don't know, I am from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands to be specific. So we have a very specific type of cuisine that's different from other Caribbean islands. So Caribbean islands, if you look up Caribbean cuisine, all of us pretty much have like, you can go to any Caribbean island and get like jerk chicken, curry chicken and oxtail. You can pretty much go any place, anywhere in the Caribbean and get any of those three dishes. However, there's a lot of different stuff that is just thing to the Virgin Islands, and every Caribbean island does things differently. So if you're from Barbados, or you're from Jamaica, or you're from Haiti, or you're from anywhere else, and you say, well, you haven't had this way, I only going based off of the Virgin Islands version that I know, but some of these I could go based off of the Haitian version because my father is Haitian. But Haitian food is a completely different thing. It is not even in English, so that's a complete. Anyway, let's stay focused. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna have pictures right here, so y'all who don't know what they are can see the visuals, and we're gonna be rating all these Caribbean foods on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. 1 being like disgusting, throw it in the trash, throw it away. 10 being like it belongs in the Smithsonian Museum. Is give chef's kiss, God sent. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get it started. Hey, let's get it started. Hey, whoa. Okay, so for the first one, I have my little iPad here with my notes. The first one, first on the list we have Johnny Cake. Johnny Cake is such a staple. If you ever go to the Virgin Islands for vacation or whatever, you got to find Johnny Cake. Now, Johnny Cake is one thing I will say, the Virgin Islands does do it way different from everybody else in the Caribbean. Other like in Anguilla, they don't do Johnny Cake, they just do bakes, which is more like on the biscuit side than on the Johnny Cake side, but it's still delicious because, you know, I'm just a bread person. I love bread, and we have so many different creative versions of bread in the Caribbean, and I just, you don't even need nothing with a good Johnny Cake. You don't even need nothing with it. Just take it out of the fire and just, delicious. It's delicious. Johnny Cake is like fried dough pretty much, for those of you who don't know. So I would give Johnny Cake like a 7.5 out of 10. It's a staple, but it's not quite up there yet. But the type of Johnny Cake that I had, a 7.5 out of 10. That's a high rating. We starting out really high. 7.5 out of 10. Okay? Argue with your mama. So now, a Johnny Cake with cheese gets bumped up to like an 8.10. 8 out of 10. Just a plain Johnny Cake, 7.5. Johnny Cake with cheese, 8.8 out of 10. Okay? Moving on. Next on the list we have curry chicken. Oh my god. Some curry chicken with some white rice. I'm learning to cook all of these food, like all of this food on this list. I'm going to learn to cook all of it because I'm living up here in the Americas and I don't have access to this food like how I used to. So I have to learn, and I'm definitely in the future, whenever I have my children, they're going to be raised up here. And I want them to be able to have Caribbean food in their house for dinner. I want to be able to pass on the cooking genes. Because I can already cook. I just have to learn how to cook these specific things. You feel me? Curry chicken, I'll give curry chicken like curry chicken is so good. Now when I'm thinking about these foods, I'm thinking about it with the exception that it's made to my liking. It's made the way that I like my curry chicken, you know. I would give curry chicken like a cool 8.2 out of 10. 8.2 out of 10. Like, it's up there. It's the bomb. It's a staple for Caribbean cuisine. Whoever invented the curry powder seasoning, I could kiss you. I could give you all the kisses in the world. Besos, muchos besos. Gracias, mi mía. Y'all like my Spanish? Gracias, mami. Gracias, mamamita. And this next one is not really a Caribbean food. This is just a black people food everywhere you go. This one is fried chicken. Fried chicken. Fried chicken is a staple. It's essential. It's bomb. You can get fried chicken any place you go, pretty much. Now, I don't know what it is, but fried chicken during carnival season is the best fried chicken you could ever have in the world. I don't know what the difference is between getting fried chicken any other time of the year, but fried chicken and a Johnny cake during carnival time is chef's kiss. Like, it's something extra love in it about carnival time that just, I think it's the liquor. It could just be the liquor. It could be the liquor. Because everybody knows that the recipe, the cure for liquor is bread and grease, and any combination of that. So pizza, Johnny cake, and fried chicken is the essential cure for liquor. Soak up all the liquor. You got the breadiness from the Johnny cake and the grease from the chicken. You're gonna be sober in 2 seconds. I can't snap because my thumb is pretty hurting right now, but in 2 seconds you're gonna be cured, and you're gonna be walking around like, what liquor? What are you talking about? It doesn't exist. So I'm gonna say specifically carnival time fried chicken gets a 9 out of 10. Actually, yes, gets a 9 out of 10. 8.5 if you want to like, you know, take it down. But I'm sticking with my 9 out of 10. Specifically carnival time fried chicken, 9 out of 10. It's delicious. It's falling off the bone. Is seasoned, because Caribbean people know how to season food, man. We don't be seasoning our food to cook it the same day. You gotta leave that seasoning marinate for a couple of days. Put that seasoning in the bag. Put that chicken in a Ziploc bag after you season it. Put it in the fridge for a couple of days. Not even a couple of days, like a 24 hours. Delicious. Delicious. Moving on. Next on the list we have patty. Now, this is the Caribbean patty. Now, a Virgin Islands patty is 110% completely different and 110% better than Jamaican patties. And I'll argue with your mother. Virgin Islands patty is the best patty in the entire Caribbean, and you could kiss my ass about it. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. Nobody is touching it. Nobody is touching it. So for those of y'all who don't know, I have a picture of you should have just saw the picture of the patty. It's basically fried dough with meat on the inside. So the Spanish version of it have like an empanada, and then the Indian version of it is like a samosa. So it's pretty much essentially the same concept, but it's just different based on culture. So empanadas, arepas, samosas, and pate is pretty much all essentially the same thing, just different variations of it and different recipes because of the culture or whatever. But like I said, Virgin Islands pate, especially the pate during carnival. Now let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. For those of you who don't know, the best pate you will ever get from the Virgin Islands will always come out of a truck that's parked on the side of the road. I'm telling you, don't argue with me. Don't argue with me. This is not my opinion. This is just the facts. This is just the facts. Okay, I'm just don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. If you ever see a white food van park up on the side of the road, that would be the best pate you ever get in your life. No restaurant could do it better than a food truck when it comes to pate. Even with fried chicken and Johnny cake, food trucks own them. They own it. They own it. The only establishment that could actually compete in the Johnny cake and pate and fried chicken game is Gatlin's gas station. And I'm not just saying that because I used to work there. I actually used to religiously go to Gatlin's for Johnny cake and cheese and some fried chicken in the morning. First thing in the morning to eat. or a beef pate or a saltfish pate from Got Leaves. Ooh, when it's fresh and hot out of oil, oh, I can taste it on my tongue. Period and period argue with your mother. Side note, speaking of pate, I remember when Pate Man used to be parked up outside of high school, shout out to Mali High School, every morning faithfully. Pate Man, have you retired? Like, what's the tea? Cause I miss you, man. We miss you. I mean, I'm not home, but when I was home, I miss you, man. I haven't seen you since I was in high school. Like, what's the tea? Like, where have you been? Come back to us. Cause our barbecue chicken pate and a peanut punch was an essential part of my morning routine. Back to the rating. We're gonna give like pate on a whole. We're gonna give pate like an 8 out of 10. Now let me explain. Back up, get out of my face. We're gonna give the pate on a whole like an 8 out of 10. Now my favorite pate, like a really good pate for me, will get like probably bump up to like an 8.5 out of 10. It's delicious, it's the bomb.com. And if you think them little microwavable frozen shit is the end all be all when it comes to pate, oh baby, you are sadly mistaken. Come into the light, Caroline. Come into the light, Caroline. Because I promise you, once you taste a real freshly fried pate, your life will change, and you're welcome. Moving along, chicken soup. Now we're moving into the soups. And I'ma say this again. Nobody else in the world can do soup better than Caribbean people. And that's the whole Caribbean. Period and period on. Argue with your mother. Like all the soup from you and all I'm seeing in front of me is broth. It's giving bisque. You need to change the name from soup to bisque. B-I-S-Q-U-E. That's what this is. Now don't get me wrong, I love a good bisque. I love a good lobster bisque. But it's not soup, babes. Soup has different parts. It's not just broth. I need to see components in the soup. Okay? Y'all don't see a picture of some really good Caribbean chicken soup right here. This is what soup is. This is what it is. Right here. When I say I want chicken soup, this is what I want. Do not bring me the Campbell's. Carry it back to Mary Mary. Thank you. Moving along. So when I'm moving along, girl, you gotta rate the thing. Hello, focus. Oh, my grandmother, rest in peace to her beautiful soul. Obviously, I'm biased because this is my grandmother, but my grandmother used to make the best chicken soup in the world. And obviously, I'm biased. You are not gonna agree because clearly you have not had my grandmother's chicken soup. Duh. Of course, you're not gonna agree with me. Everybody gonna think that grandmother's chicken soup is the best. But me personally, my grandmother's chicken soup was the best. And you gotta argue with your mother. Period. My grandmother's chicken soup, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 stars. There's no notes. There's no notes for Grandma Nubits, okay? Scrum dilly yum yum up her purr. Okay? One thing I will say, them Spanish ladies know how to make a chicken soup. Them Spanish ladies can make a chicken soup. Like Jackie that I have the food truck down by Lindbergh Bay, she can make a chicken soup. But the only thing I don't like about when I see other people chicken soup is I don't like when I eat an Ayo chicken soup and I can see the separation of the oil and the soup. I don't like it. That's telling me that you didn't strain out your broth after you boil your chicken. And my grandmother teach me to strain out all of that fat off of the top of it. So me like when I be cutting corners and doing all kind of crazy stuff. Anyway, other people chicken soup get like an 8 or 5 out of 10. Whatever. So next on the list, we have goat water. Now, goat water is an essential. If you have a cold, like if you're sick, like chicken soup is really for if you're sick, but goat water, if you are sick and you have a bunch of sinuses and all kind of stuff, the spice in the goat water will clear all of that out. Once I learn how to make all these food, I'm gonna be a reckon to be dealt with. A force to be reckoned with. That's the correct saying. I'll be a force to be reckoned with. Okay? I'm not gonna be able to touch me. I'm gonna really collect my Caribbean auntie cards. Absolutely. I'm gonna be unofficially inaugurated into the Caribbean Auntie Hall of Fame. But goat water is like a spicy type of soup. It's a dark soup. It's very spicy. The correct way, if it's made the correct way, it's very spicy. It has goat meat. Every good Caribbean soup has dumpling. If the soup don't have dumpling, me not for want it. Dumpling is an essential part of soup, regardless of the type of soup. I'm looking, searching, and scanning for the dumpling. Make sure it's there. No dumpling slander will be accepted in the comments. You're gonna get blocked. I'm just kidding. You're not gonna get blocked. But still, keep it cute on a dumpling. But anyway, yes, goat water gets, I would give goat water like a 7.5 out of 10. Next up on the list is, like, I haven't had a really good bowl of this soup in so long, and this is red pea soup. Red pea soup, insert the picture. Once again, my grandmother red pea soup is the best red pea soup in the world. Now let me ask you this. I just put sugar in our red pea soup? Comment down below. Comment down below. Comment down below. The real ones know. You have to put sugar in your red pea soup. It's mandatory. Like, it is literally a mandatory part of the experience. If you don't put sugar in your red pea soup, what are you talking about? Don't even talk to me. Like, you have not too much. Like, we're not making cream of wheat, but just like one spoonful of sugar in your red pea soup, I promise you it will take, because red pea soup is a really tomatoey soup. You have to put sugar in anything that's tomato based. You gotta take off some of that acidity. Come on now. I don't want to argue. I don't want to argue. Put some sugar in your red pea soup and don't argue with me, okay? Red pea soup prepared the correct way with sugar gets a 8.5 out of 10. Now, red pea soup don't have really chicken. It's more like turkey neck. That's what red pea soup is. So you get turkey neck in red pea. So in chicken soup, obviously you get chicken and dumpling. So chicken soup composes of like the chicken broth, obviously the soup broth. Then you have chicken. Some people put noodles in it. Some people don't. My grandmother never used to put noodles in it. I don't really care for the noodles. But you have chicken, dumpling, sweet potato / yam, same thing. Some people put like dasheen and them kind of thing in their chicken soup. The vegetables vary, but that's pretty much the essential. Goat water, pretty much the same thing, but you have goat meat instead, and the broth is made from the meat that's used in the soup. So that's why the soup is different. Goat meat, dumpling. You also have some sweet potato in there and some other stuff. And then red pea soup, same thing, but it's just turkey neck in here. Turkey neck, so the meat and the dumpling and some type of other vegetables, carrots, whatever other vegetables you want to put in it, is essentially the foundation for the soups. The meat, the broth, and dumpling, and then whatever other the vegetables you want to add. And leave for y'all to understand that the dumpling is an essential part of the soup. Stop trying to argue with me. I'm not listening to you. Sticking on the concept of soup, we're going to just skip down the list a little bit and go down to callaloo. Now, I was never really a big fan of callaloo like that. Like, callaloo is like that kind of soup was like, it tastes good like when you first eating it, like on your first couple bites. But as you keep eating it, you're like, okay, I kind of see this now. Like, it's like, okay. Callaloo is like a green type of soup. It's very spinach and okra based with like turkey neck and stuff like thrown in there and stuff like that. It's a very green soup. I would give callaloo like, on a good day, like a really good callaloo, I would give callaloo like a 6 out of 10. Like a 6, maybe a 6.5 out of 10. I don't really care for callaloo like that. And you could argue with who? This next one is another one that's not really Caribbean food. It's just black people food, period, point blank. And that is macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese is essential. Don't invite me to the party if you don't have macaroni. Macaroni is mandatory. Mandatory. If you're telling me you have cooked food at this party, macaroni is mandatory. If you're not gonna bring macaroni, you might as well order some pizza and fried chicken. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. But obviously macaroni is essential. 10 out of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 out of 10. There's nothing bad you can say about macaroni. Did you know that there is an entire community of people who voluntarily do not like cheese? Are you all aware of this? I met someone at this school who's like, oh, I don't eat cheese. I'm like, oh, so you lactose intolerant? He's like, no, I'm not lactose intolerant. I just don't like cheese. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you don't like cheese? Like, you don't like cheese in any capacity. You eat your burgers intentionally without cheese. Even children like cheese. You don't have any excuse. There's no excuses. You're psychotic. and I'm going to pray for your deliverance, and I'm going to pray for your mental health, because clearly it cannot be right if you're not liking cheese. That doesn't make any sense. Next on the list, we have peas and rice. Essential. Now, peas and rice could be eaten with any type of meat you want. Another essential starch that's gonna be mandatory at the party. I don't really care about the meats. The meats could vary, but the starches, I need to see peas and rice and macaroni and cheese. Both of them need to be present in the function. Peas and rice is another 10 out of 10. There's nothing wrong you can do. There's nothing you can do wrong. I don't know why they call it peas and rice when it's definitely not peas. It's definitely red beans and rice, if you think about it. But some people do use actual peas, like lentils and actual like peas and stuff like that. Now the next three are just different types of chicken. So we're gonna just do all three of these in the same category: stew chicken, jerk chicken, and barbecue chicken. All of those together collectively, like a 9 out of 10. Collectively, like a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna say it. Stew chicken is probably one of the best ways you can make chicken. I'm sorry, don't shoot me. I'm telling you, stew chicken with that sauce and that gravy. Ooh, my mouth is watering. Oh, some stewed chicken with some peas and rice, some macaroni and some plantain is an essential Caribbean plate. There's nothing more you need besides some passion fruit juice and you good. Jerk chicken, I like jerk chicken, but is it my favorite kind of chicken? Not really. It's spicy. I had never really been a fan of the whole jerk seasoning in general. I just never saw what was so special about it besides the spice. I like, if you give me some jerk chicken, I'm not gonna turn it away. But will I voluntarily go and get jerk chicken over stew chicken? Hell no. Barbecue chicken is just barbecue chicken. It's just chicken with barbecue sauce. There's nothing too special about it. Barbecue chicken and macaroni and cheese is a top tier combination. You know, when you mix that barbecue sauce and that macaroni in your taste buds, it does something. It does something. Next one is saltfish. Now it depends on how you eat your saltfish. They have like pickup saltfish. You got like the shoot on saltfish. I like saltfish. You get some boiled egg with some saltfish and some banana fritters and some bush tea, and that's a cooler Caribbean breakfast for you right there. Like, if I never ever in life had saltfish again, would I cry? Not really. So I would give saltfish like a 5 out of 10. I would give like saltfish by itself, I would give it like a 5 out of 10. 5.5 out of 10. And plus cooking it is just so much work, and it's just, yeah, 5 out of 10. I don't really care for saltfish. You don't beat me up. It's not my favorite. Next one is another essential, is pilau. Now for those of you who don't know, pilau is pretty much just rice and chicken cook up. So in case people call it cook up, me and Teresa argue about that every day. She call it cook up, I call it pilau. It's pilau. You just have rice and chicken and other stuff tossed up into the rice, and that's pilau. Bam! It's like jollof rice. If like for the Africans, it's like jollof rice. You have like meat and stuff mixed up in the rice. And it's a rice combination with meat mixed up together. That's pretty much what pilau is. It just have different versions in different cultures, like I said before. I would give pilau like a 6.5 out of 10. Simply because if there's nothing too special about pilau, it's just rice and chicken cook up. Like, if I never in this lifetime have pilau again in my life, would I cry? I might shed a little tear, like I might be a little disappointed, but I wouldn't be like in despair, like what? Like, you know, like I will be okay. I will recuperate. I will be fine, you know. I might have to do a part 2 because this video is getting a little long. Next on the list, and y'all gonna beat me up for this one, is conch. Now, conch, I don't like it. I'm sorry, I don't like it. It's gross. It's the texture for me. Like, it's just rubber. Like, it's the texture. It just gives like rubbery. How can it be rubbery and mushy at the same time? I've had conch one time in my life and I did not enjoy it. So I give conch a 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing good besides the sauce. And you can use that sauce on any kind of fish and you're gonna be good to go. If you wanna take my Caribbean card away, take it. Here you go. I'm sorry. We have stew pork. Oh my god. Stew pork, I love. Now, if I had to choose between stewed chicken and stewed pork is snatching my edges away. I'm definitely part of the 5% of the population that still enjoys pork and milk, and y'all cannot tell me any differently. And you know what you can do? What can they do, class? How do you beat your mother? Exactly. Stew pork, 9 out of 10. That's like 9.5 out of 10. And nobody don't do stew pork like the Spanish people. I'm sorry. Now when I say Spanish people, I'm talking about Spanish people in the Virgin Islands. I know there's a whole bunch of different kind of Spanish people, but people in the Virgin Islands know what I'm talking about when I say Spanish people. Y'all know what I mean. Curry goat, I haven't had curry goat in a long time, to really be honest with you. So based on like general opinion of curry goat, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. And people generally like curry goat, you want to give it an 8 out of 10 just for the general public, because I don't even know. Next one on the list is another essential Caribbean dish across the Caribbean islands. If there was like a Caribbean greatest food of all time museum, this right here belongs front row. Oxtail. Now oxtail has been put on the map, okay? All the girlies are cooking oxtail now. Oxtail has infiltrated the American world. Oxtail is just, there's nothing you can do wrong. Like, no, there's a lot you can do wrong, but oxtail in and of itself can do no wrong. Let's say it like that. Oxtail gets a 10 out of 10. There's nothing you can tell me about oxtail. Like, there's really nothing you can tell me. Icon, it's legendary, it's that girl. Period. We're gonna do 2 more, and then we're gonna have to do a part 2 because this video is getting pretty long, and I'm not gonna keep y'all here for a whole hour talking about food. I'm gonna put 3 more because the last one kind of goes with everything else. One is fried fish. Now fried fish is another essential. Like, you can get fried fish from anywhere. Fried fish is another one that's really good from them food trucks. Anytime you see people having a fish fry in Fort Christian parking lot, go get it. Anytime you pass the big red Fort Christian building, and in the parking lot right next to them you see some people with a tent up with having a fish fry, go get you some. Go get you some, babes. I promise you, you will not regret it. It's like the southern people in the south in the states, they have like their fried catfish. They fry their catfish and they have it on some white bread. It's essentially kind of the same thing, but we don't use catfish. We use like snapper, Johnny cake with it instead of white bread. Let me tell you something. Whoever does do the fried fish in for a Christian parking lot, y'all, come to the side. Let me tell you something. Come to the side. I want to talk to you for a second. Because I never had no fried fish that's better than them people who sell the fried fish in for a Christian parking lot. And you could argue with your mother. I'm telling you, that's the best fried fish you ever have in your life. Moving right along. So why I say these last 2 kind of go together is boiled fish and fungi. Together as a meal, let me be specific. My grandmother boiled fish and fungi was the best boiled fish and fungi you will ever have. And you could. Thank you. My grandmother fungi is the only fungi that I've ever liked. I have never enjoyed nobody else fungi besides my grandmother fungi. And I'm sorry to say, everybody else fungi just gives mush and grossness. My grandmother fungi is the one. God rest her beautiful soul. She left this earth too early. Like, my grandmother definitely deserves to be in the Virgin Islands Hall of Fame for the boiled fish and fungi. For her boiled fish and fungi, for her chicken soup, and for her cream and wheat. My grandmother Nuvit's gums definitely deserve. But her name is not Nuvit, her name is Nuvi. Let me just be specific. She definitely deserves to be in the Virgin Islands Hall of Fame for that food. If my grandmother had a food truck, all our businesses would have been barren, empty, gone. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Boiled fish by itself, oh, it's on my tongue. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. A 9.5 out of 10 for me. Now, if I had to choose between boiled fish and fried fish, I would probably go boiled fish. I would probably go boiled fish simply because I could get boiled fish from pretty much anywhere. I could only get fried fish from that specific scenario in Fort Christian parking lot. The chokehold that Snapper has on the Caribbean community is tight. Okay, it's tighter than them box braids, baby girl. So anyway, we still have a whole lot more food to go because the Caribbean have so much food. But we are gonna have to just do a part 2 to this video because this video is getting already damn near to an hour as I'm recording, and we're only halfway through the list. So I'm not gonna hold your hand for a whole hour watching me talk about food. So comment down below if you want a part 2. I'm gonna give out the part 2 regardless, but you know, let me know if I actually want to see the part 2 of me rating Caribbean foods. The next half of it is more like sides, breakfast foods, and like desserts and drinks and beverages. That's in the next part. This one is more like meals, like actual like entrees. This is the first part, like they give you like the entrees and the heavy food and stuff. That's gonna be in part 2, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that. So I'm gonna have to wrap this video up right here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on that bell so you are notification. So you are notified when I post part 2 and any other upcoming videos, because I'm funny and I'm pretty. Period. What else is there to convince you? I'll wait. Exactly. No excuses. So go ahead and do it. And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Deuces. Stay lovely.